He's got an Arnold.
Let's hear yours. You're a visiting Austrian, here to help your grandson learn the piano.
Get to the piano!
Well, no, we need the whole interaction, because I think if you just walk in the door of the store and yell, get to the piano, I don't know if they're really going to know what you're talking about. I mean, doctors. What do they know?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a bunch of black magic and voodoo. Oh, yeah, here, put this potion in a vial. I'm a doctor.
Snake oil sales.
Yeah, come on, Josh. You don't need them. That right there might be the worst piece of advice we've ever given out. You know how we always laugh about the reviews that we get?
Nope.
Because they're always backhanded insult.
Right, I thought you were talking about how we all laugh when everybody's like, one guy's great, Kyle sucks. And then that's why I said no, because that hurts my feelings.
Oh, that one. Never gets old, man. I know I've said that to start at least 50 of the 100 episodes that we've done.
Yeah, it's like episode 100 something, and that song still is fresh.
I know.
As when Billie Jean was meeting Martha for a shake down at the local diner in 1956.
I love it. Love it. It is Monday, July 23rd, 2018, the year of our Lord. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Yes.
Got a cat walking around at our feet.
Yeah. Oh, not anymore.
No, now the cat is on your lap, and that is something you love, isn't it?
Yeah, this is my favorite place to be. I don't freeze in abject terror.
Nah, she's a nice one, that Abby cat. Right, Abs? Yeah, walking over to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Usually pointing her butt directly at you.
Have we thought, now this is bringing it back a couple of weeks, Steve, that maybe she's the serial pooper?
Oh boy, I don't know. That one was a...
That was a dog size?
That was a bit...
Sorry, I should clarify.
That was a bit above Abby's pay grade.
That was a dog / possibly a net size? The jury is out. If you're not willing to fall on that sword, then we must leave.
Well, no, I am not willing to fall on that sword.
Okay, then that means we need to leave the channels of all suspects still open
right.
Who reside in the house.
Sure. All right, Abby. I think it's time for you to go. I mean, I know that you want to stay here. Let's see if we can get you to purr into the microphone.
Try to kick you with her back legs.
Got a little purr out of her. So what do you think? You got here, about 20 minutes ago? You walked up the driveway. How's the lawn looking?
Yeah, we talked about this last week. I brought it up to you. Well, you before I could even get to it. You had to break the seal. You had to confess your sins, which is you'd neglected your underground sprinkling for the better part of the 10 months you've been here.
If I had simply turned on the water,
yep,
like 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, you'd have been all caught up.
But here I am. Got the yellowest lawn in town.
A nice forest green in the front and back of your house if you had neighbors driving by, surely giving you honks and thumbs up out the window.
Yeah.
Instead, last week we talked about the most charred lawn in any neighborhood.
Yeah, just push that around, Abby. It's all right.
And so I pull in today. Now, last week you assured me. You said it won't be like back next week.
Right.
But it's going to be on the road to recovery.
On its way.
You went from, I think it's safe to say, you were, can we call it 95% charred last week?
That's a good, that's a good estimate.
Now, we did not get any rainfall from the time we recorded last week until probably Friday evening this past weekend. But then from Friday evening through Sunday, yesterday, it rained
pretty consistently. And it rained for probably an hour earlier today here. Pretty hard. You have helped your cause. So Mother Nature was footing the bill for that.
Yeah.
Watering.
You have helped your cause. I would estimate maybe 70% charred.
70% charred now.
Do you think you'll...
From 90 to 70.
95.
95 to 70.
Yeah, so at this rate, in 4 weeks, if we get torrential rain 3 days over the next month... 3 days a week over the next month.
So 12 days of torrential rain over the next month.
By Labor Day, you're staring at that forest green, picture perfect lawn.
And that's when everybody's goal is.
Yeah, Labor Day.
What the goal is, to have your lawn perfect by Labor Day, the end of summer.
Yeah, when you start in May and you say, all right, I'm going to ignore this for 60 to 90 days, but hopefully by that last summer season holiday get-together
summer's
time.
last hurrah.
Now, in my mind, it's July 23rd today. Now, I've been to this house a lot of times in the last, obviously, since you've lived here at least once a week.
Yeah, many times.
We've heard plenty of stories about the cul-de-sac convention, the neighborhood, etc., all the characters that live around here. The man who stumbled into your backyard through a gap in your fence.
Yeah, and you were very anti that guy.
Oh, yeah, very. You don't do that. You go first of all, if you want to introduce, you walk around.
Yeah,
you go front door.
Now, from what I remember, I was okay with it. I was like, hey, he's a neighbor. He's being neighborly.
Sure.
I've come around to your side.
Have you?
Yeah, for a very specific reason. We cut that tree. The reason he came over was to complain about a tree. Now, he complained in a, hey, I'm just getting to know you type way. Like, to kind of, that was his reason for coming over. But he made it like the last thing he talked about, so it didn't seem like it was going to be the reason he was coming over. He was like, hey, just wanted to welcome you to the neighborhood. By the way, that tree's hanging into my yard. I'll help you cut it down. Okay. So the tree was cut down. He was not there to help.
Was this part of the other neighbor's dumpster rental forced upon you?
Yes. Okay. Now, the other neighbor, total go-getter. He's like, yeah, well, let's just cut it down while we're at it. And I'm like, hey, man, if you're going to do it, I am going to happily stand here and watch you.
Yeah, I'll help as much as I can.
That is great. So we cut it down. Now, to me, neighbor in the back, who I've seen one time and one time only, and it was when he walked into our yard.
Sure.
At that point, if I come home from a weekend of camping or whatever he was, I think that they're campers. I always see a little camper parked in their driveway whenever I go by there. So I'm assuming that's where they were that weekend. But if I come back and I see, the tree's down. Oh, this is great. I'm going over to the house. I'm going over to the neighbor's house and saying, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Looks great back there.
Nothing. No sign. Granted, I don't have a doorbell on my back door, so maybe he did come over.
Maybe he just came over through the back again.
Yeah.
Knocked on your slider door, maybe.
Yeah.
When you weren't home. Yeah, that's a front door, and you don't sneak into someone's backyard to introduce yourself. I didn't like that from the get-go. I didn't like your other neighbor with his passive-aggressive clean your backyard up. So here's my theory
I still like that guy. He's a great neighbor.
You're going to like him for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think. I think if your lawn looks this way...
Oh, you think I'm getting like
in the middle of August. Now, this guy...
letter?
I don't know this guy. Okay? No. In my mind, he's going to have family, friends, maybe some, kids, friends from school, whatever, over for Labor Day gathering, maybe going to grill, spend some time playing some badminton in the backyard, front yard. He's going to look at your lawn when he's coming home from work, hard day at the bank office, whatever I'm assuming he does to live in this gated community.
Yeah. Yep.
And he is going to shake his head, and then he's going to devise his plan. His plan is going to consist of coming over to your house. Hey, you need someone to take a look at those sprinklers?
Hey, you poor?
I got a guy.
Can't afford the water?
Yeah, I got a guy. Let me forward you the quote I already had prepared for you in 1 minute. I think I almost want you to leave it in this state.
No,
not back to green, but not back to 95%. I want you to leave it between 50 and 70.
Maybe I'll do stripes.
Oh,
I'll set up the sprinklers so only water certain areas. Or what I'll do is every day before the sprinklers run, I'll lay a tarp over like 80% of the lawn.
Yeah.
And I'll just cut weird shapes out of it so the water will only hit like the shape of Africa or an elephant or whatever.
I would like you to maybe even mow like 4 days in a row, but different quadrants.
I haven't mowed in a month almost.
You haven't had to. You've been saving cash.
Yeah.
Thank you for the ozone. And I think he's going to come over, and I think you're going to get a passive-aggressive, hey, you need help with those sprinklers or anything, I got a guy, and you're going to get a quote, or you're going to have the people there and then an invoice in your mailbox. with a note saying if this happens again, you're out of the cul-de-sac.
So you think that somebody is going to come over, a sprinkler person is going to come over, force entry into my home, set up my sprinklers the way that they think they should be set up, and then leave me a bill.
Yeah, I think you're underestimating the power of the cul-de-sac convention right now.
Yeah. It's weird, the fact that I live here and I haven't met this cul-de-sac
you haven't been doing yourself any favors to work your way into the meetings. I'll tell you that much right now.
But you have. You've been there.
I'm just saying I'm aware. You know, when I was a kid, this is years ago, I lived on a cul-de-sac, so I know all the goings-on, how cul-de-sacs work.
Okay.
And there's a convention for all of them.
Is this once a year?
No, it's a monthly meeting, Steve. Who meets once a year? For crying out loud, how are you going to check up on Linda and the kids if you're only meeting once a year?
Well, I mean, they'll be there.
Next thing you know, little Billy's all the way off in college, and you don't even remember him in junior high. So, no, it's a monthly meeting of the cul-de-sac convention where the topic for about 10 months has been the new garbage neighbor in town, and now
the new white trash couple.
Yeah, and now his stupid lawn. He had the gall to put the antenna up. He had the idiocy to bring over a hobo in a town car. He's had Jeep
that's my friend Rick.
Jeep parts thrown everywhere, and now his lawn looks like he just walks outside and pees in it daily and forgets about it.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. It does not look great. I failed to do any kind of maintenance, fertilizer. I feel like I learned my lesson this year.
So. Did you? Because
for next year.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant I learned my lesson. I'm not going to do anything.
But come next spring, that's when the real magic's going to happen.
Yeah,
but don't because I want to do the whole fertilizer 5 times a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, don't you have to start that in the don't you put one down in the fall?
Well, that would be your 4th or 5th step, depending on what you do. But
so should I do them? Or should I just skip should I just wait until spring?
I would do the fall one now. Excuse my somewhat ignorance on this, but I do my own fertilizer where I have all the expertise of buying steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I believe the 4th step is essentially fertilizer that then will soak into the ground for the fall and winter, so it helps the grass come back stronger the next spring. That could be way off base.
Sure.
But that's when you're told to also...
If anybody out there is an expert on this topic, let me know. Can I start in the middle? Or do I have to start at the beginning?
Can you just pick it? You can probably just pick it up, right? Sure. I'm 30. I'm going to 31.
I'm sure if I dump it on the grass now, though, it's just going to catch on fire.
Maybe. Right. You may want to wait. It's probably a little saturated now, but it doesn't quite show the vibrant life that you probably want out of your lawn.
Yeah. I'm one step away from just spray painting it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Painting it green.
There's housing associations, is that what they're called?
Like homeowners.
Yeah, homeowners associations. That's what it is. Sorry. That they demand a certain level of greenness, and like I joked about last week, somebody walking around with swatches in their pocket, making sure you're green enough for the upcoming month.
And I am definitely not. There are very small areas where my neighbors' sprinklers must be set a little too far into my yard.
Yeah.
So those spots are very green. So thank you, neighbor, for that. For that 15 square feet or so of nice, lush green cabbage out there.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah, the part that I'm on my own for, it's not looking the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, considering you have underground sprinkling, makes it all the work. Like, you don't have to do any of the work. You paid for a fancy new box that you can run by saying 3 magic words anywhere in the world.
I think Alexa would run it if I had an Alexa. I think it would. But I mean, they've been turning on consistently.
Yeah,
it's been nice though, because I've been getting the little notifications on my phone, because since we had so much rain, it didn't even schedule them to run because it knew it was going to be raining. So it gave me the notification that it was skipping that cycle.
Sure,
it's great. Things haven't run in like 5 days.
So in the last 3 weeks, you've made your house smarter and your lawn browner.
Well, yeah, but eventually the two will work together.
Oh, okay. So it's like those 2 probability lines, and you're just hoping
I'm waiting for them to converge.
Yeah, which is bound to happen, like you said.
It will. I think it's going to be nice. I think that your assessment of Labor Day is pretty spot on. It'll look nice by then.
Have you thought about upping the time? maybe, accelerating the timeline so Jim and the kids next door for their Labor Day get-together, they don't have to look at your crappy lawn.
So you're thinking like doubling the time that the sprinklers are running?
What are you doing, like 30 minutes a zone, 20 minutes a zone?
Well, it runs for, because I have 5 zones, and it runs for a total 112 minutes.
So yeah, about 22 minutes a zone, 20 minutes. Boy, I'd think about upping it. I might go 30 on that.
Yeah, but I don't want it to, I don't want to drown it.
That's what you're worried about?
Too much
You're
water.
worried about the polar opposite of what we have out there right now?
Well, yeah.
Where if Lola walks on it, she's coming in with bloody paws.
Yeah, she looks like she fought a porcupine.
Poor dog just wants to go out and play in her yard. She has a nice big yard, and she can't because of fear of bloody pads on her feet. For God's sake, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, there's one thing I want to get to before I get to the meat of what I came here for today, because this week is a big week. But first of all, we need to talk about the billboard campaign.
Progress has been made.
Officially been made. Now, last week we talked about progress, but this time it's official.
Yeah. Now, what we did was we did a GoFundMe campaign because we want to get the word out about this podcast. So, as everybody knows, the most effective form of advertising in 2018, the roadside billboard. Mm-hmm. Don't let people fool you into thinking that targeted social media is the way to go. No, that's hogwash, garbage, stupid. It's the roadside billboard, a nice 10 by 22. That'll get the word out to thousands of people, especially if you only put up one of them in a very small town.
Off highway.
Way off highway, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be at least a half
next to the shed, or past the shed shop, just across the street from the feed store.
Yeah.
So what we did was we did a GoFundMe. We asked for people's contributions because, of course, we're not paying for this.
Hard-earned money.
Yeah.
My goodness, they
managed to raise just shy of $500, and in the most Steve and Kyle way possible, we really Steve and Kyled this by then not really doing anything for about a week.
Yeah.
Until wonderful listener to the podcast,
I think it was Betsy Boo.
Was it Betsy? Betsy decided that she had been tired of us doing nothing, so she did the research and said, look, stupids, this is how easy it is to figure out how much a billboard would cost. And she posted screenshots. Well, we liked them so much that we said, that's our billboard right there, the one that she picked, mainly because we liked it, also because we didn't want to have to do any additional work.
Correct. And
it definitely was Betsy. So Betsy tweeted a couple screenshots at us. So just minutes ago, about 25 minutes ago at this point, a phone call was placed.
Yeah, just before 5 o'clock, which is the end of the business day as most people know it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did it at 4:51 p.m., so the person that we needed to speak to had already left for the day.
Already a bad sign, by the way. If you're a billboard salesman...
Yeah, I mean, that's a 24/7 business.
Because this is already an industry that it should be and is dying, right?
You bite your tongue. This is...
In
Did
fantasy,
you miss the whole build-up that I gave this?
In Fantasyland is dying.
Yeah.
You need to be... burning the midnight oil to get cold calling podcasts like ours to get these sales. But you know what? We took the work right out from underneath her.
Yeah.
We contacted her.
We went straight to her and we said, this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want to make this happen. Let's do it. So we placed the call. We recorded it, but there's nothing to play because we were connected to a voicemail. But yeah, I think I'm confident. I'm confident we're going to hear back sometime this week. Maybe if we get a good enough update, we'll do like a little mini-sode to kind of tell people where we stand and what's going on with this, because it's exciting, man. The wheels are in motion.
Yeah, now there's a lot that needs to happen now before this and then the billboard unveiling, which we will not be there for. We're just going to show after it's been put up.
I think our goal is to have it up for a month.
Yes.
And then your heroes are going to show up on the scene about halfway through that billboard run, so we can kind of walk into some of the local businesses and say, what's up? Hey.
Notice anything?
Recognize me?
You got any hot spots you need us to read?
Wait, let me put on my disguise as you slip a cigarette into your mouth and wrap a bandana around your head.
More familiar now. And
you may know us from the podcast that claims to be your town's hometown podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely going on the billboard. So the next step in this whole thing, and I know we've put out a few calls, and we don't need actual artistic representation unless you have that ability. And I'm talking to Phil of Phil Apart.
See, I still think that we use our logo.
I'd love to use a new logo on that.
But people are familiar with our logo. We use our logo.
So we're at Arial 12 point with the cartoonized photo of us with a silver background.
I think we take out the silver background.
Hey, okay.
Take out the silver background. It's a bit busy.
Sure.
And then I think the town was Van Wert, Ohio.
Van Wert, Ohio was the one.
In maybe up at the top of the billboard, it says SteveandKyle.com.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom, in quotes, it says Van Wert's Hometown Podcast.
Yeah.
And then, like, anonymous underneath it. So people will know, oh, I know that podcast.
Yeah.
I've listened to that before. They're my friends. I think I went to junior high with them.
They're the Hometown Podcast.
Yeah. Wasn't one of them the 4-H king?
So you're now an equestrian?
No, 4-H, like the...
And then horses?
No, it's like it's like farm school for farm kids. 4-H, it's like where you
you said you got it. Is the specialty farm school only for farm kids?
Yeah, where like you raise a pig and then you take it to the fair and you say, "This is the pig I raised," and then they put a blue ribbon on it.
Now, Googling 4-H. 4-H is a global network of youth organizations, Steve.
Yeah.
I don't see anything about farm school quite yet.
Yeah, but what do the H's stand for?
Global network of youth organizations whose mission is engaging youth to reach their fullest potential. Well, it's not farming. While advancing the field of youth development. Its name is in a reference to the occurrence of the initial letter H 4 times in the original motto. Head, heart, hands, and health.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's farm school. I mean...
So, we either have head, hands, heart, health, or farm school with one H in the word school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's for farm kids. Trust me.
Farm kids only. City kids need not apply.
No, definitely not.
If you're not farm scum is what Steve's saying.
Yeah. So, the goal of this whole thing eventually is... I don't know. I have no idea what the timeline on something like this is. They may get back to us and say, yeah, we can have it up next month, or they may say we can have it up in December.
Yeah.
Don't know. So the plan is once we find out exactly when the billboard's going to be up, we'll plan a little trip down there to Van Wert, say hi to all the locals.
Yep.
Now, that is very close to Decatur, Illinois, which is
a hotbed.
A stronghold of... the side gig, the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. So I think it's pretty likely that we have at least a dozen people show up.
Oh my God, you've gone on the record.
And when I say that, it's probably going to be me, you, and Nikki standing in a parking lot a couple months from now, staring up at that billboard.
Please don't let that happen, people of Ohio. That would be... If we go down from... and this is another thing we need to talk about. From 1 year ago, if we go down from, I want to say it was 7 people or 6 people to 1, that's a bad sign for the trajectory of this podcast.
Yeah. Can we bring our wives with us?
If you want to convince your wife to take a 4-hour...
I think she would go.
...drive...
If she knew that it was going to culminate with us seeing our stupid pictures on a billboard...
Okay.
And then we get to go into the farm store across the street.
Yep, and see all the farm kids.
See all the 4-H farm kids.
Getting ready for farm school in the fall.
Raising their pigs.
Do you think farm school takes off like September and October for the harvest?
Takes off?
Yeah, because they can't be in school during the harvest.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like really takes off.
Oh yeah, like enrollment skyrockets. Yeah. Like all the people driving through town see everybody harvesting their corn and go, God, that seems awesome. Enroll me today.
Look at those kids
in farm school and get me some overalls.
Look at those kids working on the farm. They look like they're having a blast.
I mean, if you're...
I don't know. I'm just learning about it. I'm still learning about 4-H.
So if we go to Van Wert's Farm School and we ask...
They got to have it, right?
I mean, yeah. And ask them, hey, when do you a bunch of smelly snobs get out? It'll be September and October for the harvest season.
Yeah.
Because then, farmers don't do anything.
Right, yeah. They take the rest of the year off.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
They don't have to feed those animals or anything.
Farmers work in April.
Yeah.
Farmers work in October.
Yeah, because they plant the seeds in April.
Yep.
Harvest it, yeah.
September, October.
Yeah, September maybe. You got to get the corn.
Spend the other 10 months drinking.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
And hopping up their John Deeres.
Yeah, and then going down to the local, McDonald's, having your morning coffee, complaining about feed prices at the grain elevator.
Yeah.
Which is a store, I'm being told.
I don't know. We'll ask the closest farm kid.
If we have any 4-H farm idiots listening.
Yeah, we got any farm school kids out there?
Yeah.
Any 4-H kids?
If you went to farm school
and it's all about farming.
You think so they're at all the shows riding the horses, jumping in barrels with face paint on. Right?
So they're rodeo clowns now.
Isn't that part of it? Isn't that one of the H's?
Rodeo clown? Yeah.
Yeah. You become a rodeo clown. And you have to jump in all those empty whiskey barrels so the bull doesn't mow you down.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I think, man, when it comes to things we know, I think that this is really one of them.
10 speeds. Nuts. Words. Farm school.
4-H.
And 4-H, yeah. Those are, and now I'm sure we're going to get a really angry message from somebody who went to this farm school.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And it's going to be one of those highfalutin people with one of their suspenders on their overalls undone.
Yeah.
They're now.
I don't pasteurize my milk.
Homogenized is for city folk. But do you think, when we went to high school, you graduate and it's that big important moment where as a whole class you move your tassel from, right to left or left to right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
When you graduate farm school, do you unbutton one of your overall sides, and that
or do you go through school with the right one undone?
Yes,
and then once you graduate, you clip that one in and you undo the left one.
It's either that or for the first time ever, you get the celebratory hand soap. You just go through the entire with your hands dirty with horse feces and seeds for whatever you decide to grow that year.
Yeah, I think that I think we got it.
Do you think that the people who grow, and I guess you could consider it farming, apples, do you think they look down on regular farmers? Because I feel like you
what is a regular farmer?
You do your corn, maybe your soy.
Oh, I don't know.
Because now
is there a rivalry?
There has to be, because now hear me out.
Or a hierarchy.
If I go to the grocery store today, Steve.
Yeah.
What are you going to pay for, let's call it an ear of sweet corn?
I have no idea.
50 cents.
Yeah, I think it's relatively inexpensive.
If I go there and I want an apple, per apple is going to be, if you get a 3-pound bag for less than $4, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think in the hierarchy of farmers who graduated from farm school,
4-H,
the apple growers, farmers, look down on the corn, the soy.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, what about a wheat farmer? Where's that fall in?
Oh, God, there's no money in that, is there? If you're still growing wheat, you might as well just let your grass grow high and try to sell that.
I'm on my way. Yeah. It's the right color. It's getting longer.
I wonder if you could pawn off your lawn as a wheat farm and make $40.
I don't know. I guess it'll be determined by how quickly if it eventually turns green again, I'll probably I'll probably stay that course. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to selling my
Your burnt lawn?
Selling my burnt lawn as wheat.
But if you think about it, if you're selling an ear of corn at the grocery store for 50 cents, you know those schmucks aren't getting the positive end of a business deal. They're selling per ear to whoever distributor for what, 8 cents an ear?
Probably.
So if you go and just, pull 2 of those things out of the ground and run off with them, they can't pay their electric bill for the month because that's all they've got.
We are making a lot of assumptions. Whole lot of assumptions.
Yeah, that's all in jest, by the way, to anybody listening who is a graduate of farm school or is a farmer.
I think I'm getting 4-H mixed up with the FFA, the Future Farmers of America. That's another farm school. I think that might be
an actual farm school?
That might be the rival farm school.
Because do you know what that sounds like to me? I don't know if you're familiar with the film series of The Purge.
No.
Well, there's a political party called the New Founding Fathers, NFFA. I thought you were referencing a political party that wants to murder poor people, Steve.
No. I am talking about the National FFA organization.
Okay. Is that like a political party?
It's a 501 youth organization, specifically a career and technical student organization based on middle and high school classes that promote and support agricultural education.
And they're still around, you're telling me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in fact, CEO Mark Poschel has been in power since August 1st of 2016. Headquartered in Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, boy.
National president,
Brianna
Holbert. Dr. Steve A. Brown is heading up the chair, the board chair. The board? He's probably heading up the board.
The one chair there?
He's probably not heading up the board. He's in a chair on the board.
Sure.
At the head of the table.
Yeah. The head table board member.
Yep.
Of the NFFA?
No. The FFA.
FFA, you're telling me.
Yeah, I think maybe I was getting my 4-H and my FFA mixed up, but I'm still convinced that 4-H is a farm club, farm school. Because if you go to like the county fair,
sure,
or around here, there's the Ionia County Fair, and I went there a couple of years ago, and there was a 4-H exhibit, and it was all like pigs and stuff. I'm like, look, it's a sheep named Cletus, and this was grown by little Vicky in 3rd grade.
And I'm pretty sure these are all just grown to be, killed off, right?
Yeah.
Or delivered to the happy farm.
Yeah.
Sorry for any kids listening.
Yeah. I'm pretty convinced 4-H is all about farms.
Huh.
So forget about what you read.
No. Hands, heart, head, health. Is that what I said?
Wait, what was the one that we came up with?
Rodeo.
Rodeo clowns.
And that's where that's a semester at farm school where you learn to jump in whiskey barrels when a bull is about to hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, just like the show Baskets.
And that's to save the idiot who's riding an angry bull.
Yeah.
And hoping to stay on for 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Boy, a lot of fights I'm picking today. I apologize.
No, you don't. Another thing we posted about 6 days too late was the poll that we said last week we were going to post.
Yeah.
Should we gamble the donated money? Like I said, we raised $500 in this billboard campaign.
Yeah.
So I had the idea, it would be the best way to afford a nicer billboard, turn 500 into 1,000. So we posted, should we gamble the donated money for our billboard campaign on red or black in a game of roulette? We have a casino about 45 minutes from here.
Yeah.
It'd be very easy to drive down there. We'd be in and out of there in 10 minutes.
We could do the meetup there because when we lose the money, that would be the only opportunity for people to say hi. And I'm glad I donated to this cause so you could come have a cheap beer in a $500 bet.
Yeah, which we're not paying for if we lose. We may not even pay for it if we win.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So we posted the web poll just recently, before we started recording. Should we gamble the donated money for our billboard campaign on red or black in a game of roulette? P.S. You can only vote if you donated. Honor system.
Which, again, that's in jest. Vote away.
Boy, as of right now, I think we're making a trip to the casino because 71% of the vote says yes, gamble.
Oh, God. Now, are we taking...
That's on Twitter. Hold on. Let's jump over to Facebook. As we know, the results may vary depending on the social media platforms. You may have people on Facebook that are a little more fiscally conservative.
Sure.
Whereas...
different crowds, as we saw during the Throat Goblin tournament.
Yeah. Whereas on Twitter, it's a bunch of liberal hippies spending money all crazy
really
like.
Yeah, they don't care. It's a few bucks, make a few more.
Oh boy.
Right?
Results seem to be mirrored.
Oh, no.
70-30 in favor of us gambling the money.
Okay.
Now, of course, your options are yes, gamble it, or nope, pond scum.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the alternative.
Yeah, because we will drink a glass of pond scum. No, we won't. If we lose. And we'll post a video of it. No, we won't. Onto the internet.
Never.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. The billboard campaign has begun in earnest. We have a voicemail.
I'd feel terrible if we went to the casino and within a minute it's just gone. Then what? Then we just stole money from people and gambled.
Oh, yeah. No, this is the worst plan ever. This leads to us to never being, and I don't know if we'll ever need it again, this leads to us being banned off of GoFundMe for all time.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's a violation of some kind of rule that they have on there about
blatantly lying,
about stealing people's money to gamble with.
Yeah, under false pretenses. Yeah, no, it's TBD. Do we offer the people who don't want it to gamble? Do we offer those people their money back? No, it's already ours. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, suckers.
By the way, is it ours? I noticed that...
no clue.
Once again, that email came in saying that an attempt was made to put the money in the account.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to work again.
That would be a better question for the people who donated. Has the money left your bank account? Help us here.
No, I think it has, because I think once you donate, it's now in the...
Oh, it's in like the kitty type of thing. Okay, so it's in this middle ground where nobody can touch it.
And because I've entered my account information 3 times.
I'll have to go in there and do it.
Now 3 times they've said, "Great, thanks, everything's set up," and then a few days later, "Hey, something's not right."
Mm-hmm.
So so here we are.
Well. All right, so that money, again, currently is untouchable. Well, that needs to be remedied first and foremost before we continue these negotiations with the billboard advertising company. Yep. So right now, if you're looking to, I have no dates to give you. I refuse to estimate. But our ideal location, if you want to come join us, we have to locate the most local pub of all local pubs in Van Wert,
Hold on,
Ohio. And that's where we'll be indulging in either an ice-cold beer or a hot mug of pond scum.
Local watering hole.
Oh, does that... You're going to be able
Van Wert, Ohio. There's got to be... best karaoke bars near Van Wert. Oh, we could do some karaoke. Local... Wait, is there literally a place called the Local Watering Hole?
That can't be true.
No, it's in Durham, North Carolina.
By my quick Googling, it looks like we're going to be a few miles out of the way. We're looking at a bar named Frickers.
Oh, yeah, I see Frickers. Right there. They specialize in chicken wings.
Hires Pub and Grill.
Black Angus on Main. That sounds way too nice.
It is. It's closed. So if you're closed on a Monday, you're not fitting in our...
that's kind of a normal thing for a restaurant. Mondays are traditionally the slowest days. And some restaurants are not opened on Mondays.
We're looking for a place because when we're going, Mondays have football, that they would never be closed on a Monday.
Maybe they're only closed on Mondays during the summer.
Okay.
Okay, look at this, the 10 best bars near Van Wert, Ohio.
But this is where we're looking now. This is no guarantee.
Black Angus on Main is number 1.
I see that.
The Old South. Speakeasy Steak and Ale House. I think that's our place.
Yeah, I can get myself a nice well done piece of shank steak.
Was looking for, this is a testimonial from a fan, was looking for someplace interesting for dinner while having our RV repaired in Decatur.
Yes.
Decided we couldn't go wrong with a place that has a great bar. Oh, never mind. It got cut off. Well, I mean, that sounds great.
These are all in. So that's the town.
Hold on, I want to find the bad reviews though. So I want to see, what the issues.
So you go to work tomorrow. Kick down your boss's door. You walk in, say, "Hey, idiot, I'm going to be taking a couple days off."
Couple of days.
Well, you got to tour the area. I got to go see this billboard, have a few beers or a glass of pond scum. And by the way, somebody sent us, I forget who it was, and I apologize, on Twitter, sent us a link to an actual drink called pond scum.
Oh.
Now, we need to have that printed because we're going to these local taverns, Steve, and that's the first drink you and I are sharing. After we see our billboard, we're having a literal glass of pond scum.
Okay. All right. I can do that. I can absolutely do that.
Pond scum on the podcast all around if you drink.
Yeah. Maybe. What do you think about contacting a local establishment, say Frickers or the Speakeasy Steak and Ale House, and saying, "Hey, mind if we record a podcast there?"
Oh, a live podcast with up to 8 people in attendance?
Like, we bring our microphones.
Oh, we do the whole get up.
Clamp them to the table.
Yeah, and I'm assuming their tables the same as that.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
So now
see if we can get them to advertise it, like on their little marquee.
This has to happen. We have to, as soon as we figure out a price for this billboard, we're calling the nearest whatever it is, saying we need your finest hall in the back corner, and we need like 2 tables. We're not going to have any banners or anything. We're just putting up.
I'll get some made.
Oh, we got a guy, don't we? Don't we get it? Yeah, and
I will get them made.
We will host a live podcast at a sports bar in Van Wert, Ohio, for our very first live event.
All right. Do you think we get one laugh the entire time?
No, because I don't laugh now. Well, I guess I do, but imagine this live. Like, I listen to Jimmy Pardo, Never Not Funny, and all they talk about is like 80s music and pop culture from that era. I don't know how I laugh. And they sell out around the country. So I guess I shouldn't say that. But now you do that a lot more than I do. Obviously, touring with your side gig, you guys all around the country doing your morning radio show. I would have the biggest bout with anxiety of all time when I lay what I think is this heavy zinger on you. You know, I drop then he died. And I look out, and there's 6 people staring at their phones and one annoyed family trying to eat the Frickers wings. And then our wives
Frickers fritters.
And then our wives just arms crossed, slowly shaking their heads.
Yeah, I feel like I could only do it if we weren't plugged into the PA in the building.
But then it's just us shouting over a sports bar.
I know.
And it doesn't. That sounds awful.
How out of place would it look?
I would need guaranteed attendance of at least 10 and guaranteed pity laughs for me to do that.
Oh, I'll bring the iPad. We'll load some sound effects on there.
Right.
I think that would be the perfect culmination to this whole thing.
That's not a bad idea.
If we did a live performance, a live broadcast.
It's going to be great. It's going to be closer to the Lost episode than it would be one of these because I'm going to be drinking heavily.
Okay. Here's the thing. We have friends in Decatur, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that no doubt listen to this podcast in Decatur, Illinois.
Very close.
I'm on a radio station for 4 or 5 hours a day in Decatur, Illinois. So I need some people to help us out. If you know somebody that owns one of these establishments, that works for one of these establishments. Yeah. I mean, let's see. How far is Van Wert, Ohio?
Well, that guy was getting his RV repaired down the road in Decatur, so it couldn't be that far.
Couldn't be far at all. Oh, boy.
Further than my comments led on?
Boy, was I don't know how, but it's 5 hours away.
Are we closer to Flint?
Hold on. Is there a Decatur, Ohio also?
Maybe. Oh, boy, there must be,
no.
Right?
I got my Decaturs mixed up.
All right. So you don't, in fact, know anybody that local to the area. 34 miles south of Fort Wayne, 77 miles south of Toledo, Steve. I don't know if that helps you at all.
Sure doesn't.
You don't have a station Fort Wayne.
Oh, there is definitely... Look, I'm looking at this map right now.
Decatur, Ohio?
I got it pulled up right here. Yeah, see, Van Wert is here. Decatur.
Oh, man.
Decatur is there, but there's also a Decatur... Oh,
that is
hold on. I got to scroll
way away.
Yeah, boy, is that not even remotely close.
There's a Rockford, Ohio south. There's Coldwater. Boy. Yeah, Kokomo. You guys still got Kokomo?
Where are we at in Kokomo? Where's Kokomo?
Kokomo, it's a long way away. But I'm just seeing sounds.
All right, so I'm thinking it's more likely that we get added on a station in Fort Wayne, build an audience in the next couple of months.
What about Cincinnati? Back on there?
Oh, God, yeah. Boy,
back on soon?
There is nowhere where the radio show has failed more miserably than the state of Ohio.
So you're telling me Cincinnati is still not on the docket?
Cincinnati is a no.
Terre Haute, I believe that's where they...
Toledo is a no. Youngstown is a no. There was another one.
Now, here's what we need, though, from Van Wert, Ohio, and Ohio residents in general, or people who have gone through this area. Now, again, it's not near the big towns. It's a couple hours northwest of Columbus. It's northwest of Dayton. It's southeast of Toledo. There's nothing. Fort Wayne is the closest town. We need your finest covered bridges. We need your best local legend conspiracies. The river rat man who terrorizes kids who skip stones.
I'm assuming right. Wait. To recap, the river rat man.
Yeah, like a river rat, but it's a man
who terrorizes kids for skipping stones.
The local legend. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't know his backstory, Steve. So that's the river rat man who skips stones.
Because I want the equivalent of this sticker here, where we have the Jersey Devil. I saw the river rat man, and like a little kid, like the silhouette of a kid sticking stones, and then like you see glowing eyeballs in the bushes behind him.
Somebody get on that, please. That has to happen.
Philip, River Rat Man stat.
River Rat Man as soon as you possibly can, right after you get done with the charity box off for the Limbless Dog Association. God. Oh, boy. But, yeah, that's what we need. And maybe we record, like, a Blair Witch-style podcast where we go, like, in the local antique shop and ask Greta, the owner/sales lady, who's been there since World War II, said, hey, Greta, like, what's the local myth? You know, you got those melon heads who live in the woods and, like, at night you can hear them banging those domes on tree stumps? Like, what is it?
I really think that we could do a live version of the podcast. I think that if we were to contact a bar and say, hey, look, we want to come in there 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. How many people do you normally have in there? I've got about 35 people in here at that time. All right. How would you like it for these people to be entertained for free for upwards of 90 minutes?
And we'll give you 37 people because you and I will be there.
And all you have to do is put the Steve and Kyle podcast on your marquee that night so we can take a picture. It only has to be up for a minute.
No charge. And we'll bring people to your bar. All we ask for is a roped off, slap 2 of your card table, dining tables together. Maybe get a pedestal for us or a little step up so we can have a little nuance and some, some appeal. Let us do our thing for 90 minutes. Where there's no question we wouldn't have the technology to play audio, project our voices. We'd want to talk about a video that day when we haven't done that in 2 years.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to see it. Maybe we could get the show.
In my perfect world, this happens. Yeah. All right. We're sitting there. We do our podcast. There are people, no doubt, watching us, not laughing at all. The podcast ends to no applause. We simply take our headphones off, turn off our mixer, pack everything up in a box, walk out the door.
Take the box or leave it.
Thank you, Van Wert.
Kick the door, peel out of their dirt parking lot, head home. Now
we stream the whole thing.
Sure.
So to a national audience.
Now hear me out here because I think I have a ploy for us to be able to attract more people.
Okay.
Now, your side gig, we need some permissions from them.
Mm-hmm.
You have a contest. You do weekly, Dumber Than the Show trivia. Give away money. It's out of their own pockets.
Yeah.
Now, you and I were in what can be described as brief discussions to sponsor our softball team this fall.
I think that has to happen.
It's too late. It's already paid for.
Well, we'll give him the money back.
Hear me out here. We save whatever we're going to donate to that rinky-dink operation with the town drunk and the wounded giraffe. We're donating to the...
Is the giraffe coming back?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But essentially, we're donating to the island of misfit toys.
Yeah.
It's not waste of money. We save that. We pitch it in for either a trivia game or some type of game for a cash prize.
Okay, so basically we're hosting a Van Wert trivia night?
Or that,
and it's all Van Wert trivia.
Either that or...
who was the first victim of Ratman, the
River
Ratman,
who was the first dead kid from skipping a stone by the famed River Ratman from the local. Oh, hang on, you're gonna have to give me a second because I got to find
a river.
I need a river in Van Wert.
Hold on,
I'm zooming in. Maybe it's a lake, but that wouldn't be a river rat. Then would it be the lake rat?
Hold on.
Oh, I got one. I found it's just outside of Van Wert, Maddox Creek, the Maddox Creek River Ratman.
Wouldn't be the Creek Man?
Oh, come on, doesn't roll off the tongue.
No. What about Town Creek? Town Creek flows right through the heart of Van Wert, right through Fountain Park. Kyle, come on.
You
not have that on your map?
Maybe not. But okay, so that oh boy, I keep seeing Maddox Creek, but there, yeah,
Maddox Creek does sound like
the Town Creek River Ratman. That's not bad.
The Town Creek River Ratman.
The only good thing about Maddox Creek.
Oh boy, I just noticed this establishment here, Wild Willie's. That is the place. That's the place.
Pull that up. That's where we're hosting this podcast. I refuse to do it anywhere else.
All right. Betsy, if you could continue on with your tradition of doing everything for us.
Yeah, please do.
Just call them, see if they're interested in a live show.
A pizza joint.
I like it already. Wild Willie's, it's definitely got the Wild West theme going on their website.
Not seeing any beer yet.
I'm sure that a place called Wild Willie's. Oh, look, the VIC Club. We are now offering a 10-inch gluten-free.
Hard pass.
Relaxed family dining atmosphere. We have non-smoking facility, and there's no alcohol.
Sorry, Wild Willie's.
Oh, boy.
Enjoy your garbage pizza.
That is the worst.
You want to go to Wild Willie's, I'll give you, a Little Caesars at Frickers.
Hold on, let's check out the menu first. Oh, career. They have a career tab on their website.
Alcohol, Steve.
Oh, let's see. They got the Lone Ranger looks fantastic. Boy, there's a place that I'm going for a pizza with fresh Wisconsin cheese. It's Van Wert, Ohio.
So do you think, the owner's son drives to the Wisconsin border and acts like he's smuggling cheese in daily?
How about our giveaway as a Wild Willie's gift card? Boy, this is a very complex menu here. What do you want? You want a 14-inch?
Yeah.
4-topping?
Sure.
14-inch 4-topping is going to set you back $19.05.
No, that's way out of my price range. I don't know if you've heard about the Hot and Ready.
How about a jumbo? That's the 18-inch 5-topping, $26.
Oh, get out of here!
$26 for a pizza.
Yeah, get out. Yeah, that better feed me for a week.
Oh, I got some calzone though. Oh, cow zone. Look at that.
Speaking out loud here, to looking at the Van Wert map, if you want to stay, there's a nice Comfort Inn, a Fountain Inn, a Holiday Inn Express, and Suites, and those are just a stone's throw, Steve, from your local Walmart Supercenter.
Beautiful.
Van Wert.
Sorry, I'm filling out a job application.
Oh, for God's sake, for Wild Willie's in Van Wert, Ohio.
Yeah, I'm interested. They've captured my imagination.
So that is on the docket. Start penning in a Saturday that is TBD.
Yes. But just keep them all open. Between now, ideally, we do this in the fall.
Absolutely. September would be great. August would be great.
Sit down, watch a college football game or two. And
during the podcast.
Yep.
And then be on our way. Or if you're staying over, again, you got those nice lodging options. So Van Wert, Ohio currently is the desired destination. Put that on your map. That was a town in Ohio that Betsy found us.
Apparently there's Wild Willie's, which is a pizza place. Nico's Pizza, which is obviously a pizza place.
The competitor.
Marathon/Noble Romans Pizza. Okay, that's another.
That's in a gas station then.
There's Pizza Hut, which pizza, yeah. Mm-hmm. Frickers, I think Frickers is going to be the one, man.
If they're willing to work with us, Steve and Kyle live at Frickers. Now you pulled up the Google map. I know we don't have it handy. Do you remember? Oh, we didn't look at Frickers. I was going to say, do they have like a sign?
Pulling it up right now,
where we can see. You could put change out the letters on your little board out front below the big word Frickers.
Boy, it's not a good sign. Frickers website not loading. I'm not going to lose hope though. They're open. See, it's a good sign. They're open until 2:30 a.m.
It's a bar.
It's got sports bar / restaurant chain offering signature chicken wings and family friendly vibe.
Located near the fairgrounds.
Oh boy,
so that's where we do the podcast.
Oh, I like this. Ribs and frickin' chicken.
Yeah, we're doing it at Frickers. You can take Wild Willie's and your alcohol-free garbage and go elsewhere.
Promotions. Okay, this is good. They got a promotions tab, so you know that they're... just imagine we could be on here. Ribs and frickin' chicken chunks, $11.99. They even have an app. Oh boy, this place may be a little too...
a little too uppity?
A little too nice for us.
Oh, man. Well, that's one thing we can't have. We can't have something too nice for us.
No.
We've made that very clear.
Well, it was definitely a disappointment that Decatur is not the Decatur I was thinking of. That we will most definitely not have listeners from the Decatur radio station.
Well, maybe. Maybe we'll drive
could
5
have a
hours.
leftover from Lima, Ohio, another wasteland for the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.
That would be a leftover.
Oh, yeah, because that was 2009 since the show's been off there.
Yikes.
Yeah. Toledo. Yeah, we had a brief run in Toledo. Yeah. So, I guess we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing where this phone call goes tomorrow.
Guaranteed update next week.
Okay, so here's what you have to do. Tomorrow, when our account executive no doubt calls you back, you have to say, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm currently working. Can I call you back a little bit later this afternoon?
I'll give her a time.
When I'm with my associate.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk finances. Make sure, though, remember, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Mm-hmm. So when she calls you back, you charm the pants off that woman.
Oh,
say,
boy.
What's up, girl? Hey.
So I'm dropping a saw girl on her.
It's your boy, Kyle.
How you been?
You can call me Kai.
How them last 16 hours been?
So you go home to your husband, or
you free on some Saturday in September? You ever heard of Frickers?
Because I'm thinking I want to treat you to some freaking chicken,
baby. Here's one thing I can promise you: some freaking chicken and some freaking laughs.
Oh, she could be our first guest.
Oh, the lady who sells us the billboard is our very first guest.
Yeah. So, what were you thinking when we first called you?
Yeah. Did you contemplate not calling back, but then you realized this is billboard sales. I have to call everybody back.
Oh boy,
it's beautiful. But the other thing, so the billboard campaign is off in earnest. We promise we have not entirely wasted your money.
That was our quick update on the billboard.
It's a quick one. One thing I did want to get to, Steve. Now, here's what I'm going to need from you. I'm going to need you with that map open, a map of the United States of America, because I have done this. We did this. I want to say it was 10 months ago. Maybe no, it was around your honeymoon. Less than 8 months ago, we did this, Steve.
Yep.
Now, you went on your honeymoon the week after Christmas or the week of Christmas?
Week of Christmas, yeah. We left on December 23rd, and we were there for a week.
If I remember right, you went to like middle of Texas, something like that?
No, we actually went to Sandals in Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
I can't say I've ever heard of that.
Well, let me tell you, Sandals is an all-inclusive resort on the northern coast of Jamaica.
So you're flipping the bird to all the southern residents.
Oh, yeah, you're flipping the bird to everybody there.
East.
It's the most poor place in the world.
So you're flipping the bird to poor people now.
Yeah, it didn't sound right, did it?
So Steve was flipping off poor Jamaicans?
No, yeah,
just one
Jamaicans. Jamaican.
Boy, just when I think I got the heat on you for calling everybody, flipping the bird to poor people.
Yep, yeah, take it right off.
I go and rip that right away from your grasp. I did this once, and it's because, and this is an important update, because it's Shark Week this week, Steve. Now, this is like a national holiday for me.
In many ways, it is Shark Week.
Yeah. I love this week. Millions of people love this week. I am deathly terrified of sharks. I've made that very clear. I don't like the ocean. I don't like flying over the ocean. I'm not a huge fan of lakes, even. There's pike. They have teeth. No thanks. I don't like that feeling of you don't know what's underneath you.
Sure. Well, you ever see the movie Tremors?
The graboids, Steve?
The graboids, yeah. I mean, they're not even on water. They're on land.
Kevin Bacon barely
How do you walk out of your house every day?
Yeah. Kevin Bacon barely lived. How am I supposed to make it? No, thank you. So sharks terrify me. So this time last year, Steve, I ran over, and then this is my attempt to get you to reconsider your idiotic honeymoon to this deserted, poverty-ridden island being surrounded by sharks looking at you like lunch.
Yeah.
And we had, at that point, it seemed like a rash of shark attacks. There was one when it was Monterey, California.
Yep.
That was on the map. There was one in Costa Rica, I want to say. And I forget where the third one is. Somewhere on the East Coast.
Somewhere in the Northeast somewhere.
You thought that was bad. Now, that created...
Well, you thought that was bad.
If you did,
let's be clear.
If you remember correctly, that created a 3-point shark's tooth. And where did it aim? Ocho Rios.
Did it? I don't really remember.
Exactly the way it went down. The audio evidence would not dispute that found fact. That is past theory that is in the law.
Wait, I feel like I remember you claiming that the 3 points made a shark's tooth, which you said was inevitable of me getting attacked.
Yeah, well, it all pointed one direction, Steve, and it pointed at you being bit while you laid on the beach buying garage door openers.
Somehow, though, I made it. I survived. Yeah. My wife and I are back, counting our lucky stars that we didn't get killed by a shark.
So I've had this line on the notes I send every week for about 2 months now.
Yeah.
Because I track these things. I have Google alerts. When the word shark is in a news story, it comes right to my phone, and I'm like...
The crazy thing is, I think you're probably serious.
I'm like a man who's had a loved one murdered. I go to my secret room in my house, and I've got the big map with a lot of red string. I'm putting a thumbtack in, and I'm tracking this whole thing.
Post-it notes everywhere with like question marks and
because I feel like
pictures of sharks that could be responsible for the attack.
After today, I don't think anybody, you or listening, can refute that the shark invasion is happening.
So it's on.
It's on.
All right.
So we have those.
Give it to me.
We have those plot points I went over in December. So
do you want me to put them back on the map?
If you could, I think that would be nice.
I don't really. Now, you know something? I don't feel it's fair. It's a new shark season.
Good point. Sharks went to hibernate.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair to hold them responsible for their acts of last season.
Not fair to the shark. I appreciate that. The first story I have, Steve, is a shark attack in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now that's from Time Magazine. Now, you want to question the authority of Time Magazine, you're going to have a fight on your hands. Okay?
Okay.
Tried and true.
Here we go. Hilton Head. It's a beautiful little beautiful island right there on South Carolina's coast.
You know what happened the last time an island like that left its beaches open? It was called Amity Island, and Jaws ate people.
Okay.
Next one I have. A shark attacks Hawaii paddleboarder.
Hawaii? Which island?
Big Island.
So which island is that?
Kukio Beach. Kukio Beach.
Hold on. Kukio
Yep.
Beach. Oh, North Kona, Hawaii.
Yeah, the Big Island.
The Big Island.
That's the biggest one. And if they're attacking the Big Island, Steve, what's to stop them from attacking the Big Island, meaning the United States?
That's what they call it. So, how do I add another point on here?
Oh boy, that's not a cheap flight. If you want to go from there, you got to be.
That's not bad.
Actually, yeah.
South Carolina to Hawaii, $800.
I do not know how to.
I know we've done it before.
That works everywhere else.
Okay.
If you click on like Hilton Head, can you? Does it pop up below? No, on the text.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So this is a paddleboarder, Steve, less than a football field off of the Big Island, which, as we know, means they're getting a little, they're getting a little full of themselves. They now know. How about this one, though? California, Steve. Okay. Not just anywhere in California. One of everybody's favorite areas. Oh, sorry. Wasn't in California. Was a girl from California on her Bahamas vacation, Steve.
Okay, Bahamas.
So this is a marine.
Oh, here we go. I got it now. Okay, where in the Bahamas? The Bahamas.
Staniel, Staniel, space Cay.
Staniel K, the Bahamas.
Yeah. So a model, Katerina Zarutsky, a 19-year-old nursing student, Steve, down there for a little photo shoot, splash in the water to swim with normally calm animals. It's your first mistake.
That's what they want you to think, right?
That's your first mistake. 5-foot-long shark clamps down on her wrist, drags her under the water.
Oh, boy.
Ripped my wrist. Unbelievable. Nearly died. 19-year-old Instagram model. How would we have survived?
Oh, boy.
Add it to the plot point, please. Now, this one right here.
I already forget how I did it.
God's sake.
Okay, you can't calculate driving directions. That's all right.
I just need plot. That's fine. We just need the plot points. You got a dry erase?
Yeah.
We can throw it up on the TV?
Yeah, sure.
How about this one, Steve?
How would I ask it? Oh, see, you won't even give me a route to bicycle?
Well, you're traversing an ocean. So,
yeah. All right, what's next?
How about this one, Steve? You ever heard of Oceanside Harbor? Me neither. California.
Oh, boy.
Now they're getting towards civilization.
Yeah.
They dance with Hilton Head. That's a vacation town. We all know it. Bahamas, tourist zone central. The Big Island, how many people really live there? You're talking Oceanside Harbor in California? Testing. They're testing the waters.
They are.
Tasting the blood. That's what they're doing. How about this one, Steve? Now this one right here.
So we're in California now. Where are we going?
This is going to change the way you may go forward living.
That is quite a statement.
Great white shark caught, released. Do you have any idea where? Ever heard of an area called the Cigar?
No.
Ever heard of an area called the Great Egg Inlet?
Great Egg Inlet? Is that in New Jersey?
New Jersey, Steve. Great white shark caught and released.
Oh, boy.
New Jersey.
Boy, it's like they're... okay, so I'm seeing a common theme here. These are all places that are near and dear to me.
Yeah.
Staniel K in the Bahamas is relatively close to where I went on my honeymoon.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, no, I mean probably by like 1,000 miles or so.
Oh, so barely an ocean.
Okay, the Hawaii one, I know someone who recently got married there. Oh, man. Hilton Head, I know a guy who used to live there.
No, I noticed.
New Jersey was the birthplace of me, and California is a place that I hope to go one day.
This is listen. I don't know what else to tell you other than you got to stop. You've got to stop traveling. You need to stay out of the water for sure.
So, what is a safe distance to be from the coast?
I'd say 2 miles.
2 miles. Okay, so that's not as bad.
You know, because I don't know how tides work. I don't want you driving, you're taking a net on a nice ocean side drive, and all of a sudden, isn't that how the tide works? I mean, those Thai soccer kids, got caught in a cave for what felt like a year because of the tide in a minute.
Boy, I feel that was
insane to think about. I agree.
Related. That was
I agree, man. Absolutely absurd that happened.
I think your facts are a little bit off. So are you saying that when Annette and I most recently were in Ocean City, New Jersey?
Yeah.
Playing in the surf with the nephews?
Sure.
Also on the honeymoon 7-8 months ago?
Yeah.
We're just buying our time. If we continue at this pace.
The fact that you have 4 limbs and you're sitting here recording episode 1 whatever on this podcast is an upset. And in hindsight, I've made fun of you for it. Maybe, just maybe, those romantic garage door openers saved your life.
Saved us. Because it was less time in the water.
Less time in the water, more time on Amazon Prime, and you were saved. So that's something. We're now, again, we've got, and this will all be plotted. I'm going to show this to you as soon as I can figure out how to do that.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
How about this one?
Oh, we got more?
Oh, Steve. Invasion is not a word I take lightly. This isn't some kook with one UFO sighting in the middle of North Dakota.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is an invasion, and I demand it be treated as such.
I apologize.
Rare. Double shark attack, Steve.
Okay.
Florida.
All right.
And now it wants me to buy their news site, so I can't tell the beach. But it's in Florida. Again, the continental United States.
Yeah.
Fernandina Beach, northern Florida. Take note, Hilton Head victims.
No flow.
That's what all the locals call it. Welcome to No Flow. Enjoy your stay. Here's some Frickers chicken.
Don't get eaten by a shark.
Don't get eaten by a shark.
So they're in northern Florida. They're going to serve chicken from an Ohio bar.
Whoa, we don't know that Frickers is a one-location joint, Steve.
Well,
I'm assuming.
Not. They have many locations.
All right, well, maybe they have a Frickers down in No Flow.
Perhaps.
Fernandina Beach, rare double shark attack. They opened one day later with a bunch of idiots. 30-year-old man bitten by a shark. 3 minutes later, 17-year-old bitten by a shark. Barely a mile down the beach. Closed immediately. Obviously, they didn't find the suspects. Still,
is that what they are? They still at large?
Still at large and dangerous.
Still finned and dangerous.
And lastly, the last one I had found that had been in the news. I'll have to pull the area here for you because this is a news outlet called the Island Packet.
Packet. Not even a full paper. Just a packet.
Never mind. Sorry, this is the Hilton Head shark attack. I apologize.
Oh, so we're done?
That's it.
Oh, boy.
Shark.
Remarkable that we are
10-year-old. So these things aren't discriminating. You've got 10-year-olds, you got 30-year-olds, Hawaii people, Florida people, Hilton Head vacationers, and you know they're wealthy, so they don't care.
Hawaii people.
You've got Bahamians, Bahamites, Bahamans.
Yep, you got it. Just like Jamaicanans.
Jamaicanans. You've got your Bahamanites. You've got your no-flowers. Your Hawaii people.
Someone has to tell us, do people in northern Florida refer to northern Florida as no flow? And like, is southern Florida so flow?
Yeah, my God.
Hashtag no flow, hashtag so flow, let us know.
That has to be, because but these people are jerks of life. They're like, yeah, I live in SoCal.
Yeah.
But I think know. I think you sound like a jerk when you say like SoCal, but if you say I live in no flow, I want to be your friend. I like that.
Yeah, it's a cool sounding area.
So I'm going to do that, Steve. I'm going to find the way to plot those. If somebody could help me, and when I say somebody, I'm pretty much talking directly to Nikki.
Just take a screenshot of Google Earth and then draw circles.
That's much easier.
Yeah, much easier.
When I say somebody, if somebody can help me, what I'm saying is, Nikki, can you help me? It was last December. I was trying to convince Steve to not go on his ill-fated honeymoon, which he was lucky to get out of alive, as you've heard here today. I need to know where the plot points were last year so I can add them to my chart of death. That's what this is. This is a chart of death.
It's terrifying.
If you go to any of these towns or anywhere in the path of these insane man-eating animals, You are begging to die. That's the only explanation I have.
Only. All right. I know that you're kind of pressed for time. Do you want to get into the Fast Five?
You know what? One more thing I want to talk about because it's officially over now. Softball. Not officially over.
Officially over?
Our bet is officially over, Steve.
Because we are now 6-3.
6-3 after a victory this past week. The number one team cowers at our feet as we smash their faces in a 20-5 mercy.
Yeah, that was remarkable.
I don't even know what happened. Now,
we just kept chipping away, kept putting runs on the board. Eventually took the lead by we were up by 6 runs, 8 runs, 10 runs. All of a sudden, 15 runs we're up by. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then we got them in a mercy rule. Game ended after, 4 innings?
4 innings. And what I had so lost track of what was even going on the last at-bat of the game. I think you were coaching third.
I think so, yeah.
I rounded second, and I wanted to charge home, and you stopped me and said, no, hold up, and I got mad, and then I heard the ump go, ball game, and I didn't realize we were at that point. So we win 20-5, but more importantly, that needs to be discussed, Steve, is now you've got Michael Jordan, and he came back twice, played for the Bulls, won some championships, played for the Wizards, was a flameout. You've got Tiger Woods. Low point professionally, low point personally, back problems, pill popping problems, back on the hunt trying to win another major.
Played well this weekend.
And then you have me. Missing a year.
Strange that you would put yourself in that company.
Missing a full softball season, Steve. Played in 2012. Marginal softball player, right? All right, we take off 4 years. Everybody ages, has some kids. We come back. We play last year. I rupture my Achilles on the second pitch of the season.
Third. I think you...
Third pitch?
You threw 3 pitches.
I sit out the whole season.
Chomping at the bit to get back on the field.
In the greatest moment since the televised LeBron's The Decision in front of the Boys and Girls Clubs in Ohio, I announce I'm returning to the softball field for possibly one last ride. I tell you 2 weeks ago, Steve.
I don't really remember an official announcement. I remember you just kind of huffing and puffing and saying, maybe.
I don't think you were. You must not have been involved in the pomp and circumstance then of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you were caught up in some other stuff.
I probably wasn't there.
Okay, you're caught up then. I decide a couple weeks ago that somebody's got to put the team on his back. And who better? We'd lost 3 of 4. We were embarrassing the name on our jerseys.
It was rough.
Embarrassed to the point where the man who paid for the name on our jerseys wouldn't even show up.
He thought about dropping the sponsorship altogether.
So I decide it's time for me to step up and see what potential I have. And I decide a few weeks ago I need to lead the team in batting. Now, I don't have official stats, Steve. It's safe to assume I have taken the mantle of the best hitter on the team.
Is that safe to assume?
You're talking to a guy.
I would argue that perhaps Kevin, who led off the game with a home run ball that hit that cleared the trees.
Thanks for all the RBIs. Lead off. 1. Cool. 1 run going to win us a softball game, Steve? No.
Well, yeah, it could.
1-0. That was going to be the winning run. It's not going to happen. Kevin, thank you for your flyouts. Your efforts greatly appreciated. There's a reason your nickname in the group chat is Skyscraper. You hit the ball really far.
Speaking of which, last week you made the proclamation that you were either going to get doubles or outs.
Yes.
Meaning, if you hit a ground ball to third base, you're going to run to first. If you beat it out, you're going to make the turn and go to second.
Yeah, no question.
So I gave you the new nickname, which I feel is perfect.
Yeah.
Double or nothing.
That I have to change. I forgot to change that this week. Yeah. That is absolutely the new nickname in the group chat. Now, what I failed to take into account during that discussion when I made that proclamation a week ago was that I would not be batting, as it turns out, ever when somebody was not on base in front of me.
Yeah, you were a bit handicapped by that.
Because, and I think you can say that every single hit I had, every at bat, I rounded first and had every single intent of going to second base no matter what.
Now, the first time, it would have been relatively close, but I'd have been out. If they had made the throw, you would have been out.
4 or 5 feet.
The second one, though,
yep,
you probably could have made it standing up.
I was furious. I saw this, and it felt great off the bat. Now, I've talked about it. I have a home when I play softball, and it's anywhere between the very first cut of grass in the outfield to 20 feet into that grass. And if I can hit it in that spot, it's going to be a hit almost every time. And I did that, and I keep doing that. This one was a little harder to the point where the left center fielder decided he was going to try to make a play on the ball, couldn't do it, but dove and trapped it. But he was on the ground.
Yeah.
I would have made it to second had Tyler in front of me rounded second and been on his way to third, so I could have been charging. Because I've made this clear. If I hit this double, I'm taking the base, and I'm walking off the field to my car.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson after he stole whatever.
I need to find that. Ricky Henderson
literally steals the base.
Oh, his speech is great. He said something like, so-and-so used to be the stolen base leader, but now I am.
Yeah.
He just took the base and walked away.
It's beautiful. So I was not given the opportunity to steal or to get a double this week, Steve.
Let me see if this is what I'm thinking of. I really hope it is.
Luke Rock was the symbol of great base stealing, but today I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
Boy, the words of Lou Gehrig ring true. Today I am the luckiest man on the face of the earth, and then you have Ricky Henderson in the weird.
Luke Rock was the symbol of great base stealing, but today I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
I mean, it's hard to say maybe 1A, 1B there between Lou Gehrig and Ricky Henderson in terms of fantastic speeches. So that will be me minus the speech. You know what? Including the speech if I hit a double here in the next game.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But what is
the greatest speech I've ever heard?
What is safe to say is we're on a 2-game winning streak. And I don't know if this is coincidental. Maybe it's correlation. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Somebody is 8 for his last 8.
You're 8 for 8 in the last 2 games?
I was 5 for 5 last week. And then I don't know how. I don't know what's happening. I haven't hit a ball more than 100 feet. I haven't even threatened a pop fly to the center fielder. I'm 8 for 8. I'm 27 of 38 on the season, which means I am batting .710.
So you've been keeping track?
Yes.
Okay. You haven't been keeping track of me, have you?
No. I've been keeping somewhat tabs. I know
garbage.
If my numbers are close, you're hovering around 500.
That's terrible.
I don't know if it's
for slow pitch softball. That's terrible.
And it's fine. I think it's probably close to average. You've been in that 2 slot, probably undeservedly, for about the last 5-6 weeks.
I've been there the entire year.
Did you have one where you got bumped down?
I don't think so.
Oh boy.
No, I don't think our manager's given up on me.
And you wonder why we got to have a players only meeting.
So yeah, 6-3 on the year.
Yeah,
looking to go 7-3 this Wednesday night out at Old Whistle Stop Park.
Yeah,
if you're in the area, stop by. We play at 6:15.
Last regular season game.
It's a makeup. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting a nice slump buster this game.
Maybe my last game ever. I am gone the following week. And we would have possibly a double header. We'd have to win both to get to the championship the following Wednesday.
What do you mean your last game ever? You're playing fall ball, right?
Well, currently there is no fall ball.
Oh, why not?
You should probably check the chat more often.
Oh.
We don't have enough people.
Oh, how many are we short by?
1 guaranteed. We had a couple of regulars drop out.
So we'd want to get 1 more, but probably 3 more. So we'd have...
Yeah, so we have 9 regulars. We want 10. And then we have 2 to 4 that say they will sub, but who really knows?
Yeah.
So, and dancing with 10 regulars is already
playing with fire.
The deadline was this past Saturday.
Oh, so we're not playing in the fall.
We'll call it questionable.
All right. Well, hopefully Hopefully. So are you saying that this could be it?
Man, if I bet 700 or better with, 30 singles, what better way to leave the game?
I think that you got to come back. You got to play next spring.
Yeah, things will be different. Yeah. Yeah.
Fast 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you want to go first? I think I did last week.
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods.
I played pretty well, right?
Oh,
he was,
man.
2 or 3 off the lead.
2.
Isn't it kind of a screw job that he was technically tied for third place, but he ended up being like 8th?
Yeah, he gets a tie for 6th, I believe, is what it comes in as because of the people ahead of him. Yeah.
Yeah. So stupid. But yeah, I watched a little bit of the tournament on Sunday.
Hey.
And he looked like I saw he got screwed on the 18th hole. Oh, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, there was one putt.
Yeah.
The New York Daily News.
Oh, what'd they do?
You didn't hear the news this morning? Ever heard of Tronc, the media company?
Tronc?
Tronc?
No.
They own a bunch of like news outlets and stuff. We'll come back to it. Bad news there.
Okay.
One of the more noted tabloids, I believe, in New York.
Yeah.
After that, Iran? When I said Iran, did I sound like an idiot?
No, I say Iran too.
Are we dumb? Is it Iran? Iran? Iran?
I don't know.
All our Iranian listeners, or Iranian listeners, tell us how we're supposed to say it. I don't know.
That whole thing's pretty scary.
What a weird way to handle that with a midnight tweet.
But is it a weird way to handle it?
No, it's the norm. James Gunn.
I don't know who that is.
Director of the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Oh, the guy who was, he was fired for old tweets. Yeah, I don't know.
A precedent being set.
I did not read any. I didn't see what his old tweets were. I know that they were
bad.
Insensitive. And,
yes.
Okay.
A weird precedent to set, though, for, a guy losing his job for it. So.
Because I saw, because that's a Disney film, right?
Disney owns Marvel.
Right, because I saw Bobcat Goldthwait. He chimed in.
Yeah, and he wrote,
like, oh, boy. Mm-hmm. Kind of got a point.
And lastly, San Diego Comic-Con.
All
the big news, all the heavy hitters coming out of there this last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Heard
all
the
new trailers. What's your thoughts on the new Aquaman trailer?
Oh,
Go.
Man. The new Aquaman trailer.
Yeah.
He's underwater.
Right? Shazam. 5 seconds. Go. Your thoughts.
Shazam is the best app for finding out what song you're listening to. Next, what do you got?
Godzilla, King of Monsters.
Oh, Godzilla. He's the biggest beast in the city.
Yeah.
He's going to get you.
All the 7 seas.
City, not sea.
Oh, sorry. I can't believe I sounded stupid. I'm sorry. Obviously the biggest comic convention. They have what's called, Hall H, where they have the biggest movies and events coming in the next year lined up for big panels, and they always unveil footage and trailers and have the whole cast there.
Now, that's something you would absolutely go to.
Heartbeat.
Next year, we got to try to get press passes.
Oh, my God.
We'll send you out there.
Here's what we do. That's not going to work in a million years. We're going to need your side gig for that.
Tried it. Didn't work. They never replied.
But you think we have?
Yeah.
We have the chance?
Well, I think we're more persistent.
Oh, yeah. I have nothing to do. I'll badger those idiots day and night for a press pass.
Fun fact, the San Diego Comic-Con is the only reason that I have business cards. Because, 3 years ago, we were filling out the paperwork so we could get on the list for getting into Comic-Con, for getting press passes, press credentials. And this is like I said, 2015, 2014, you had to scan a copy of your business card to send to them.
Well, we need them then.
I went to Vistaprint, and I had 100 business cards made up.
For 99 cents?
That has the Free Beer and Hot Wings logo with an American flag in the background.
Yes.
And it says, America's most patriotic producer, or something like that.
That's what we need. We need somebody to make us a concept business card then, so we can start this campaign to get...
we need eagles. We need grenades.
Yeah.
Maybe pizza. And... the New York Yankees logo.
Yeah.
That's the most American thing I can think of.
# Steve and Kyle go to Comic-Con. So we'll use this week. We need to get
that. Hashtag Kyle goes to Comic-Con.
Oh, no. If you think that's me.
You're not going by yourself?
No, you're
Come
going.
On, you'll be the correspondent.
Oh, we're both. All right, we'll record a live episode while I walk around these yahoos, and you record from here then. Or we both just go.
I like how we're setting up all these live broadcasts.
We got the listenership for that. I've seen the downloads. It's going to work great.
Yep.
Before that, James Gunn, now former director of the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
So what happened there? Did somebody just go back through his Twitter history and be like, hey, Disney, you see this?
Yeah, it was Mike Cernovich, who was a known far-right YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
Found these. Well, he didn't find them. These tweets had been deleted, but they were archived somewhere else. Tweets that James Gunn had apologized for in 2012.
Yeah.
But they were screenshotted, so they were put in a nice, easy-to-see platform of out-of-context weirdness, which they were. Listen, he apologized for the jokes. They were jokes about rape and pedophilia and other things that he apologized for 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. The outrage from a certain group of people was enough to get him fired, and there's now a movement and possible revolt from some of the stars to get him back, because this is the last one he said he was doing. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he said, was his last Guardians movie. He had just finished the script a couple of weeks ago, and then this shoe dropped.
Does stuff like this make you nervous?
Yes.
Or even make you think, like, maybe I should go back and look at all my tweets?
No,
because,
I know.
Like, I'm not concerned with something that I tweeted. I'm not concerned that I tweeted something, like, racist or misogynistic or something. But is there in there something that somebody could take a screenshot of? Like, maybe it's a reply to something. Like, I replied. Maybe is there something in there that somebody could look at, take out of context, and then present to my employer and be like, well, what about this?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've talked to Hope Solo about her rectum.
Damn near killed him.
I called Peter King some fat idiot or something like that. Listen, I know what I've done on there. Not racist or anything like that, but I know what I've done on there is bother a lot of people. Now, I don't do that very much anymore, mainly because it's a waste of time. But
now you pull up the Watchdog page, whole different story.
Yes,
because I think in the last 3 days I've gotten a notification. Kyle recently replied to a post in the Watchdog page,
God's
and
sake.
then I click on there, post has been deleted.
Yeah, it was bad.
What was the latest scuttle?
There was one yesterday, so the Watchdog page decided to be cool for one day only to allow local politicians to post their campaign things on there.
I did notice that,
and I just clicked out of curiosity, and I didn't reply to the politician. But this is somebody running for, like, local, state, whatever.
Right.
Okay? A pretty low-level position. Now, it may have been actually state representative. I don't know. And one of, like, the fourth comment down was, what's your stance on vaccines? And I commented something like this. This is a good question. And somebody thought I was serious and wrote, yeah, I agree. And the first lady liked my comment, so I felt the need to remind her by commenting and saying, just so everybody knows, I'm calling you dumb. Because that's not something that's dumb. That's just the stupidest thing to ask a candidate on a Watchdog Facebook page ever. So, and then next thing I know, that was gone. I don't know if my post was deleted or if the lady blocked me, whatever. But old tweets get James Gunn. Guys made Marvel and Disney $1.6 billion in film profits alone. That's obviously excluding all the merchandise because the movies were popular. And
probably billions.
Unbelievable. And he's now gone. Before that, Iran. Nope.
No, it's either Iran or Iran.
Iran. Okay. So Iran was in the news. Donald Trump last night. Now this is Sunday night. Apologies. Between 11 and midnight, an all caps locked threat to the president. I forget the title of Iran regarding, "Don't ever threaten me again. You'll get consequences unlike any nation's ever seen." absolutely unhinged on Twitter.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That's bad, right?
You're essentially threatening to nuke a nation on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I can't imagine what it's like in his inner circle. I can't imagine how many times a day somebody has to say to him, no, Mr. President, you can't do that.
It's probably just about as often as, no, you need to stop pooping your pants. I'm done changing them.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's the level that you have to talk, I'm assuming, at, because it's that type of thing. Hey, stop doing this. You're too old.
Hey, you're going to cause a world war.
Yeah. So, hey, you're too old to be pooping your pants. Hey, you're going to cause a world war. But it's like a merry-go-round. It just keeps coming back in a circle. Mm-hmm. Terrifying, but you're right.
Absolutely.
Not surprising.
No, not at all.
And before that, New York Daily News, one of the more prominent New York tabloids, Tronc Incorporated, they're known for buying media outlets, this morning eliminated 50% of the staff at the New York Daily News.
That's a lot.
All of the social media team gone. There were some tweets from Pulp Fiction of John Travolta's character, like looking around an empty room.
Yeah.
They posted kind of some sarcastic stuff on the way out the door.
Good.
The sports team from 35 to 9.
Wow.
Including famed columnist Frank Isola. Jeez. Out the door. Yeah, absolutely stripped to its core. So New York papers, I mean, there was always the Times and the Post were always the top two, but the Daily News was always known for their very splashy front pages with crabby headlines. Hard to argue that they're not on their way out the door at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you would assume if that many people are gone.
50% of your staff in one day.
Entire social media?
Yeah, nobody doing it.
Like, you don't even keep one?
Yep.
To post like, hey, look at this.
Yeah.
It's a cat with a ball of yarn.
Now, I don't know that much about social media, especially in the news workplace. I feel like 1 to 2 people could probably handle that.
Yeah, I mean,
you're posting stories. You're probably posting breaking news video. You're posting links and whatever. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a job.
Yeah, you probably don't need 10 to 12.
Yeah,
but you could keep 2 to 4. Right?
You would think.
No more.
You would think.
And before that, Steve, Tiger Woods at the Open Championship this past weekend at Carnoustie. I'm sorry, I was struggling for the name. Carnoustie. Yep. That's the public links course over there, Steve. You watched.
What defines a links course?
Good question. Glad you asked it.
Yep. Links.
So Tiger Woods, Friday, even par through 2 rounds, 6 strokes off the leader. Everybody's assuming he's done. Comes in Saturday, shoots a 66, 5 under par, gets within 4 shots of the leader. And Sunday, everybody knows what happens at Carnoustie on Sunday, Steve.
I know.
The winds kick up.
The winds of change.
The winds of change at Carnoustie on a Sunday. That's the acronym, the TWOC. ACOS.
Yeah.
Twackakos. It's the winds of change at Carnoustie on Sunday.
Yeah.
And boy, did it fire up. The winds were howling. And the golf was a struggle on Sunday. The leaders start coming back. Tiger Woods starts pushing the front 9. He's 1 under par. He's 7 under. Next thing you know, Jordan Spieth falling apart. The young phenom, maybe not so much. He's had a history of falling apart. Keisner, get out of the leaderboard, you amateur. Nobody knew who you were anyway. You've got Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy. They're all racing. Tiger Woods leading the Open Championship still on a Sunday on the 11th.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, my Fast Five this week. I'm sorry. We're just pressed for time here. I'd hate for you to be late to your appointment that you have to get to. Okay, number 1, and I'm so happy that this is my first and then will be my last because it is by far the most important story of the week. Something near and dear to both of our hearts.
Shark Week.
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, it's back, baby. It's back.
The quack is back.
Quack.
Sorry.
We got to move on.
Okay.
Let's get through these so quickly. I want to come back.
Next, Aquaman.
Cool, neat. Water, neat. Next.
Third, Trump's Iran tweet.
Snooze, just another day at the office. Next.
Roseanne.
Stay out of the news. Move it.
And finally, something I know that you're really into.
Shark Week, I love them.
No, not Shark Week. The X
Open
Games.
Champion.
I mean, you were a fruit booter. Right?
You got Mike, what's his name? The rollerblader. And you got
Mike, what's his name?
Yeah, the rollerblader, right? He's going to be there going down the middle pipe.
Who's this Mike?
Isn't there a famous Mike Border? Some sorts.
Mike Border?
He is a border. Maybe a skate, maybe a long, maybe...
What's that have to do with rollerblading?
Isn't he in the X Games? Mike something?
I'm sure that there is someone named Mike in the X Games.
Okay, I don't know why you're looking at me like I'm dumb then.
The X Games going on in Minneapolis.
Sure, cool. Enjoy it, all you cool, tough guys drinking Mountain Dew. Next.
I watched it for an hour and a half yesterday.
Did you really?
I watched the BMX. What did I watch? BMX Wert? Yeah, BMX Wert.
Do you want to get out there and build a ramp in the cul-de-sac?
It does, because it got me in a loop on YouTube where I just started watching more and more BMX videos.
Who was the one guy that ended up committing suicide?
Dave Mira.
Dave Mira. That's who I was thinking of. Not a skateboarder, not a rollerblader, a bicyclist.
Not named Mike also.
Close, though. Mira, Mike, you can see how that could get confused.
Yeah, they both have an M.
The CTE there? Is that what the issue was?
I believe so, yeah.
Too much bicycling?
Bit too much bicycling. Yep. But yeah, the X Games going on. You're not excited about that at all?
Who cares? Don't they do those twice a year?
Oh, winter and summer.
Keep it every year's a bit much. There's a reason people enjoy the Olympics is because it's every 4 years and there's some special to it. If you did the World Cup every year, nobody would give a damn.
All right, before that we had Roseanne on her YouTube channel releasing 2 bizarre videos.
Level-headed. Misunderstood.
Oh, yeah. She blaming her, saying that her tweet, again, she thought that, was it Valerie
Jarrett.
Saying that she thought she was white.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is, I mean, obviously Roseanne looks like an idiot no matter what. But she did the initial tweets, a month and a half ago at this point. Immediately releases the crying apology.
Yeah.
But then very quickly goes back to the original, the original sentiment of the tweets and is pissed all over again.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. You're pissed. You lost your show. That sucks. But you did it to yourself.
Sure.
You look silly when you keep flip-flopping like that. It's like, well, you issued this crying apology trying to get sympathy. Yeah. And I'm sure that it worked for some people. But now you're like, oh, screw it. I was fired because I voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah. Seems a bit bipolar, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely seems a little crazy. Before that, Trump's Iran tweet. Iran?
Just another Sunday night, man.
Yeah.
No, nothing to see here. I'm sure it'll lead to better trade and less oil.
Yeah.
You got it.
Aquaman before that.
I didn't love it.
No?
And I was looking forward to this. I love the director, James Wan, known for he did some horror movies and then jumped into the Fast and Furious franchise where he kind of reinvigorated those. Coming to this, maybe it's just not for me. It's, super starbursty, underwater city. Ugh.
And finally, the reason we are all here.
Shark Week.
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, baby. The journey, or the jersey is back.
I believe... The line is, the quack is back.
What was that? What's back?
Quack.
Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Go Ducks!
Screw the Hawks!
Yeah. Sir, we need you to leave. Actual interaction.
Yeah.
From a fine drinking establishment no more than 10 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, the jersey's back.
I'm really struggling here, by the way. Can you carry this for a minute?
Yeah. Oh, come on, Steve. Are you kidding me? Yeah, the jersey's back now. Pretty notoriously over the last 15, 20 years, the Anaheim, or I don't even know if they're Anaheim anymore, the Mighty Ducks, switched their jersey, getting away from the Disney logo. One of the ugliest jerseys, not just in hockey, but in all of sports.
Bite your tongue.
After they replaced it.
Oh, okay.
The jersey the last 10, 15 years has been awful. They got rid of this. They went to a more sleek design of what they thought, but it looked so outdated and terrible. in the pantheon of ugly jerseys, that one is near the top.
Uh-huh.
So the Mighty Ducks announced last week, or this past week, that they are going to bring back that jersey as a third option. So they're home, they're away, and now that original classic Disney look.
Uh-huh.
But more importantly, while I have a second, Tiger Woods leading the Open Championship on the 11th tee. And who would have thought? Tiger Woods, of all people, he's wearing his Sunday red. He's a killer. That he's going to be the one who falls apart on the back nine of an Open Championship. A double bogey after taking weird flop shot.
All right. I got my microphone working again. So, yeah, it's weird. It seems as though yours stopped working. Not really sure what's going on.
3 shots and 2 holes.
Okay, Mighty Ducks jerseys coming back. Something about Tiger Woods. Aquaman swims.
Yes, Aquaman swims.
That's the
takeaway from today.
All right, so you can get to our social media on Twitter at Stephen Kyle, Facebook.com/Stephen Kyle, and vote for what we should do with the money that was raised for the billboard campaign, roughly $500. Yeah. Should we use it to go towards that billboard in Van Wert? Yeah, Van Wert, Ohio.
Wert, Ohio.
Or do we go directly to the casino, go double or nothing, put it all on red or all on black? Let us know. On the social media, it's facebook.com/Stephen Kyle or on Twitter at Stephen Kyle. In the meantime, download, subscribe, and review the show on iTunes, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Libsyn. We know that there's been some kind of issue with the Google Play feed over the last 2 weeks. To be honest, don't know what it is, so I deleted it, re-added it. I'm hoping, fingers are crossed, that this episode will be just fine. I'll make sure I check it when it's published in the morning. But yeah, so Facebook.com/Stephen Kyle. On Twitter at Stephen Kyle.
Yeah. Need billboard ideas.
Billboard ideas. Definitely need billboard ideas.
Just the idea for now. Image, slogan, acronym, something that sticks out to you from the show that would be funny, maybe relevant, maybe not. Please pass that along to us.
All right. We will talk to you next week. See ya.